All right. There we go. Well, good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. Well, we are just having all kind of technical difficulties this morning, but that's okay. Keeps everything fresh and going smooth in the long run. So here we go. So we're going to spend about the next 30 minutes together, 45 minutes, enjoying Jesus and putting a little beauty on the outside and a whole lot of beauty on the inside. So our verses well, our foundation for this podcast is that I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. That is Psalm 119, verse 11. And then our verses are all coming from the Word in Color coloring book. You can see that QR code there on your screen. It'll also be in the show notes as well. So feel free to color on with me. Do apologize this week. I had a little eye mishap, hence the glasses. And I did not get my coloring page colored this week. Now, I will get it done. This one was a little busier than some of the others, so you couldn't just hurry along and wing that one. So make sure that you get that coloring page done and send a picture. Show me what you got. You can send it to me in a private message or you can put it in the show notes here as well. So the verse that we worked on for last week, let me find that for you. The verse last week. Now let's try to say it without this. Are you ready? Okay, last week was this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Psalm 118, verse 24. Let's see if we got that right. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Psalm 118, 24. And then this week we're going to be working on a new one. We'll be in Psalm again. So this week we're going to be working on the moon and the stars you set in place. And that comes a little earlier in the Psalms, Psalm 8:3. So we'll be working on that today. Now our theme today, let me get this kind of scrolling across the bottom. There we go. So our theme for today is going to be black and pink. And so you can do this with any colors that you have. You could do this with blues, greens, browns, doesn't matter. If you choose to go neutral, you choose to go bold, same principle can apply. You're just going to need a dark, a light, a medium, and then you're going to need like a black or a really dark brown. You could possibly use a dark gray too, but you just want something, a variety of depths. So something from the super light in for the top of the brow bone, and then something super dark for in the crease. So we're going to try to do this today blind. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to be putting our primer on. This is our Urban Decay All Nighter. Love this primer. It does a really good job of giving your makeup a good place to stay to. It doesn't slide around. It stays put. I have combo skin, so it also helps. It doesn't really have any oil control properties, but it does kind of keep everything sort of even and not like pooling. So one pump will do ya. And we're going to start out. Now, this is also going to minimize pores, help fine lines and wrinkles. So it does a whole lot of things just all in one time. So I really like this one. So wherever you got some pores or things, or where your makeup tends to slide around, just blend that out on there. And we're just going to use our fingers for that. All right. And then we are going to be using the Bye Bye Under Eye from IT Cosmetics. This one is the 11, the light nude. And it is just going to take a small ribbon of this. This does better when it's got a little warmth to it. So we're just going to use a tiny bit here. And we're going to put it where we want it. And then we're going to let it sit for just a minute to let our body temperature warm it up so that it's ready to blend out. And I think I got a little out of control. And I forgot a tissue this morning. So let me do that and grab a tissue. Hang on just a second. There we go. I usually keep a tissue on my tabletop here just so that I have something to wipe something on if something is too much or doesn't go quite right or whatever. So for our concealer this morning, I'm actually going to be using a MAC brush number 193, and we're just going to blend that out. The concealer is actually going to kind of be like an eye primer here. Yeah, you can see I did get a little heavy-handed with that, but that's okay. I do have some redness into my skin that I do try to eliminate, so I guess I just did a lot of eliminating today. All right, just get that blended all nice out. And this week we're going to make a change. We had an Estee Lauder event at our store last weekend. So this weekend, or this week, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and this is actually in the shade 2N1 Desert Beige. So this foundation does a really good job with combo skin, stays put, not transferable, wears well, just has a beautiful finish on it. And I'm going to be using the IT brush, and this is the Airbrush Blurring Foundation, the number 101. And I do like the pump on the top of this. So pump can go from bottle to bottle. Go ahead and splurge that extra $10 because I think you'll find it's very helpful. So we're just going to, well, let's turn it to the open. And we're just going to use a pump as soon as we get it primed. There we go. And that little bit right there is going to do you. And you're going to kind of brush that on. It's sort of a stipple brush. You're not really like scraping it. There you go. Just another little partial pump. Blending that out so we've got a nice no line finish. Oh man, I forgot how beautiful this foundation is. And this you can build. So any place where you feel like you need just a little bit more coverage, just give it a minute to kind of dry down and then go over it again. There we go. Gonna get the bang out the way. And I see some of you on here with me. Good morning. Hope y'all are putting your makeup along with me. So whether you are watching this after the fact or you are watching this live with me, it is great to be hanging out with you this morning. I know that we've got some kind of humidity going on here in the Texas neck of the woods. So don't know what you have weather-wise in your world. Okay, and as I don't have my glasses on, I'm gonna get in a little closer to see what's happening. Oh yeah, that just so beautiful. All right, we'll set that aside, and then I'm going to finish this off with the Estee Lauder. This is the Double Wear. This one's in a 1N1 Ivory Nude, and I've shared this before, but I do not like bluffing powder all over my room, so I'm going to be using the little puff that comes with it, and we're just going to load that a little bit and then set that in. Okay. So now that we have um, an even colored surface with a no hyperpigmentation, no acne scarring, everything is just all evened out. Now we can add some contouring in there. So today I'm going to be using the Cheek in the Mail. This is from Benefit. And I love these colors. This one has, I'm going to try not to tip this too much. We're going to be using the Hula, and then we're going to be using the Cookie. So we are going to be using our double-ended. This is an IT Cosmetics brush. This end here is going to be the bronzer. This end here will be the highlighter. So just a little bit on the tip of that. Going to give it a little bit of kind of a U shape there, just not quite in the hollow, just above it. All right. And a little bit under the jawline. And on either side of the nose. And then we're going to take the highlighter on the fluffy part. And then we're going to go down the center of the face, making sure we hit that Cupid's bow really good, especially for the lipstick application that we're going to be doing today. Um, Super fun. This one we're going to do a two-color ombre. So I think you're going to like this one. Okay, but let's finish what we're doing with contouring. Okay, so now we're going to be using the blush color. This is the Juvia's Place. This is the Blushed Volume 4. These are gorgeous. We're going to be using this one right here. This one you barely have to tap into it all. I'm talking like seriously, just like tap, tap, and that's all the blush loading that you need to do. So we're going to go right in between where we just put that bronzer and the highlighter. A little bit up on the top of the forehead, tiny bit, tip of the nose. There you go. And I do feel like maybe I got a little carried away, so we're just going to go back over with the highlighter just a titch. Okay, so super fun what we're going to be doing with the lip today. So we're going to be using three things. The first thing that we're going to be using is the NYX Professional Lip Pencil. This is in the color Blackberry. Then we're going to be using two different lipsticks. These are both from Urban Decay. We're going to be using Voodoo, and then we're going to be using Big Bang. So let's start out with a lip pencil. We are going to line our lips. Let me get that just a little bit sharpened. It's a little dull. So you do want to make sure that you got a pretty decent tip on there. Okay, so actually, before we do that, let's look at our verse again. Okay, so our verse for this week is the moon and the stars you set in place, Psalm 8:3. Now we can do our lips. Okay, so we're going to just line it first. There you go. I know it looks a little extreme at the moment because we've got black, but don't worry, it's going to blend out and it's going to be beautiful. So just hang in there with me. Now, if you're doing like browns or something today, use a darker lipstick and lip pencil on the outside. You can still do the same look just with whatever colors you choose. It'd be really pretty with a chocolate and a light pink. Um, or if you're doing reds, you could choose like a really deep brick red and then choose a lighter red on the inside. Make sure if you're staying with blue reds, though, both colors need to be blue reds. Okay, so now we're going to take the pencil and we're going to go just inside that color, just a little bit lighter of a pressure. Okay, and then take a look back, make sure your lips are all even. Okay. Now we're going to take the Voodoo, which is this beautiful kind of a dark berry color, and we're going to use the edge of the lipstick to go around the outside rim of the lip, so over that liner that we just put on. So you're going to try to avoid this center area so you leave that open for that beautiful Big Bang color. So let's do that. All right. And then we're going to take the Big Bang, which is this beautiful sparkly, I think I need a new one of these, beautiful sparkly pink color from Urban Decay as well. And we're going to put that where we haven't put the Voodoo. And now that you've got these two colors kind of to each other, you're just going to, a couple of times, and blend it out. And voila! Now you have an ombre lip. So no matter what colors you chose, you can do that with your lipsticks. All right, so now we're going to come to the eyes, and today we are going to be working with the Juvia's Place palette. This is the Sweet Pinks, and that's what this one looks like. These are beautiful colors. Then we're going to be using the Urban Decay. This is actually their old school way that they had them. I haven't bought a new one. Anyways, the blackout. It's going to be in a clear square container now, but you want a nice black color. We're going to be using a couple of different brushes. The first brush that we're going to use is going to be, where is it at? An all over eyeshadow brush. Then we're going to be using a lid brush. Then we'll be using a crease brush. We'll use a smudger, and then we'll use a liner. So today's got a few more brushes than normal. If you don't have all of these different sizes brushes, you can accomplish a lot of you could use not this one and just accomplish this with it. The smudger is not necessarily a necessity, but it does make it easier to me. So we're going to be using 5 different brushes today. So we're going to start out with our lightest shade. And we're going to be going to the top of the brow bone with that. Actually, let's just do the whole lid with that. Good morning to you too. I can see your notifications. I just don't have enough hands to do this and tie back at the same time. So I hope that you are doing well this morning. Oh, nice. I see someone's brave enough to try the black with me as well. Yay. Okay, so we're going to cover that whole lid. Then we're going to come back with our lid brush, and we're going to choose the medium shade. And that one we're going to put on the outside over here, covering about half the lid. There you go, and then just kind of blend it out a little bit. So there's that. Then we're going to take, this is where it gets a little fun. We're going to take our crease brush, and we're going to take, let's actually do the darker shade first. So in this case, I'm going to be using a dark pink. I'm just going to put it on the very end of this angled brush here. This is going to go on the crease, and then we're going to come back and we're going to set that black into it to give a little bit of depth. Okay, so we're just going to put this on the crease and then blend it out just a little bit up. There you go. And then we're going to bring it down here just a little bit and give kind of a V right along the lid there. Okay, same thing on the other side. Right up along the crease. And blend it out just a little bit upward. There you go. And now you're going to take this, and this is going to go down. There you go. Okay, so you can see we've got a lot of pink going on. It's not a whole lot of depth. So now we're going to add a little bit of depth with the black. So we're going to take the smudger, this one here, and you're just going to tap the tip of that ever so gently in there. And then I want you to let the extra off. Okay, this we're going to take and we're going to do a V up on about a half of the eye, right in that crease line, and then we're going to come down just about a third of the way on the top of that lid and give us just a little bit of definition. You'll see the difference between the two. So we're just gently going to come up. We're going to go about halfway. Just blend it up a little. And then we're going to come over here down on the bottom. We're going to go about a third of the way across on the bottom. And just blend that out. Now you can see between these two sides, look at the difference between those. How much deeper this one looks, and it has definition on the outside. So you can see why we do that. It's amazing how just these couple little taps will make such a difference. So now let's do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to work from the outside corner. We're going to follow along, right along that crease line there where we've just set that pink. Going to go about halfway across, blend it out just a little bit. Then we're going to do about a third of the way on the bottom of this side too. And if you want, you can hit that corner right there and just kind of darken that up a little bit. There you go. And then take a look with your eyes open. Make sure you've got it exactly the way that you want it. Beautiful. Okay, just make sure we're not adding any extra little colors there. We're going to just dust that off. All right, so now let's go to lining. So we're going to line, don't put your shadows away just yet because we're still going to use that a little bit. Okay, so I'm starting out with the NYX Professional Makeup Retractable Eyeliner in black. We're going to line the upper part of the lid halfway with this. Just going to go halfway across that lid, just on the top. And then we're going to move to the bottom and go about a third to halfway across. Yeah, great question. So the reason why we're not going all the way across is if you go all the way from edge to edge on both, rather than opening up the eye and giving it a little dimension, you're actually going to close the eye up. And so people are going to notice more the liner than they are your eye. So no matter what eye color it is that you have, your eye is going to appear more open if you don't like do the whole thing. We are going to do a very fine line though across the top with the Better Than Sex Easy Glide Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. This is, I think it's actually a brush tip, but it's shaped like a felt tip. So just give it that a couple of shakes and let that mix up. I stored this one upside down in my cup so that the tip is always at its, dare I say it, moistness. My sister hates that word. Okay, so we're going to go from the outside corner. And this time we're going to do a very thin line all the way from the inside over. We just want something to give a little outline, but not close it up. Okay, same thing on the other side. Thin line. There you go. Okay, now, while we're waiting for that to kind of set, we are going to take our eyeshadow liner brush and we are going to use the same color. Wow, that's coming out really good today. We're going to use the same color that we used up here on the crease, and we're going to do that below. They actually, I take that back. I'm going to use the color I used on the outside over here. For me, it was kind of a shimmery medium pink color. And then we're going to go over the liner that we put on there so we can soften that line. And then we're going to bring it over to the inside edge of the eye as well. There we go. Do the same thing on the other side. And we're just softening the sharpness and the definiteness of that line that we put down there. We want the definition, but we don't want it to look like we've got harsh edge. You don't want harsh edge. Okay. There we go. So now you can set your eyeshadow away. Okay. Again, we're going to take our brush. Just make sure we don't have any fallout happening. There we go. And now for the brows. First thing we're going to do is take our brow brush and we're just going to comb through the brows, make sure we don't have any makeup in there. Help get them kind of going in the right direction. There you go. It's a theory anyways with mine. You never know what's going to happen. And today for my eyebrows, I'm actually using the Bad Gal Bang mascara. And this is in their color of, I don't actually know what this is called. It's blue. And I'm going to use the mascara for my brow product because I have the fashion color hair and it's hard to find a brow product color that I want. So let's just brush that into our brow hair. So the great thing about using a mascara, while it's a little unconventional, it does set the hairs. So once you put it where you want them, they stay there all day. It's really nice. And because it's water resistant, you don't have to worry about it, sweating or coming off or anything like that. Okay, let's get to the other side. I figured I had enough pink going on today. With the eyes, I would do blue in the brows today. So you do you, whatever color your brows are. Another one of my favorite colors that Benefit has is the cool gray. Oh my gosh. If you have got bleached hair like a platinum, and then you use that cool gray, that I think that is just spectacular. So let's just get these. There we go. And yes, it is definitely hard to see this morning without being able to wear the contacts. So in lieu of my eye problems, we're also not going to be putting on false lashes today. So before we get to that though, it is time to review our verse. So if you'll look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that verse scrolling along. So the moon and the stars you set in place, Psalm 8:3. And who is the you that we're talking about? That's God Almighty, of course. And so that is just a reminder to us that, I mean, if he could handle that, if he could handle the moon and the stars creating them and putting them where they go, then I think he's got you covered for the day. Okay, so now let's move on to our lashes. So like I said, we're not going to be doing the lashes today, but we are going to be doing two things that's a little out of the norm. We're of course going to be using our Tarte Lash Curler. Little different way of using it today. We're going to be using the Lancome Sills Booster and XL, and then we're going to be using the Monsieur Big, and I like waterproof, so the Monsieur Big waterproof. So today the lashes are going to curl slightly different than usual. So here's our plan. We're going to curl it the first time, right up at, we're going to do one eye at a time. We're going to do the lash curler pretty close against the lash line the first time, and say the verse slow so that we have the right amount of, seconds going on. Then we're going to pull it out just a little bit and curl it again, saying that verse again, so that we can get a little more lift to the lashes, since I'm not going to have false lashes on today. So here we go. Let's give this a go. Like I said, one eye at a time. Mainly that's because of the Sills Boost. When you put Sills Boost on, you need to put it on, and then while it's still wet, put the mascara on. That's how you get Sills Boost at its best. So lash curling, here we go. Up against the lash line, but not pinching. Here we go. The moon and the stars you set in place, Psalm 8:3. Now pull it away just a little bit. The moon and the stars you set in place, Psalm 8:3. Okay, now we're going to use our Sills Boost, and then we're going to use our Monsieur Big. Sills Boost first. Making sure you're covering the front and the back of those lashes. This is going to give you more volume, and also it's a great treatment for your lashes. Your lashes will love it. And then we're going to come back in with the Monsieur Big. And it looks like I might should have opened up a new tube of that. But that's okay. We'll do with what we got. There you go. And you can see while I was doing that, I actually touched my lid right there. So we're going to grab the eyeshadow brush that I had, and we're just going to buff that out before it dries and sets. Here we go. Like it never happened. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So up to the lash line, but not pinching. There you go. Say the verse slowly. The moon and the stars you set in place, Psalm 8:3. Then pull it out just a little bit. Do it again. The moon and the stars you set in place, Psalm 8:3. There you go. Sills Boost first. Oops. If it gets a little goopy on there, don't worry about it. You'll cover it up with the mascara. Okay, and then we're going to do the Monsieur Big over the top of that while it is still wet. There we go. Okay, and then I don't use the Sills Boost on my bottom. Oh, looks like I lost you for a second. Putting the second coat here. There we go. Okay, now we're going to grab those bottom lashes. I don't know about you, but I have always loved my bottom lashes. Okay, catch the other side. Ooh, that's always fun. Well, evidently today I'm having all kinds of technical difficulty with not having contacts in. So let's see if we can touch that up right there. There we go. And how did we do? Okay, just making sure we get it all here. Catching it all here. And poking yourself in the eye is always a fun thing. If that ever happens, you're just trying not to squish your eye closed too much. You'll end up transferring your mascara to your bottom lid there. Okay, so there we go. That takes care of that. So now we are going to use our setting spray, which I use the Urban Decay All-Nighter De-Slick. I actually didn't move it over to my table here, so we are not going to worry about that for today. But I would encourage you to use that, especially if you've got that combo skin. So let me just say thank you so much. We're going to put my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Woo! So thank you so much for joining me this morning for a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. It was lovely spending time with you, and I look forward to chatting with you throughout the week on social media, or better yet, come and see me at my store in Midlothian. So let's kind of review the verses that we have that we've been working on so far. So the first week. Now, mind you, I'm going to do this from memory too. So we're going to say the verse together, and then I'm going to show you the verse on the screen. Okay. So 1 Peter 1:24 and 25. The word of the Lord endures. No, hold on. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of the Lord endures forever. 1 Peter 1:24 and 25. Let's put that up and see how we did. Yay! Then we did Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. Let's check ourselves. There we go. Hope you're doing good too. Then we move to God's grace is all you need. 2 Corinthians 12:9. How'd you do? All right. Here we go. Let's see, 2 Corinthians 12:9. Then we did Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. There we go. Joshua 1:9, almost there. Then we move to the Lord is my strength and my song. Exodus 15:2. Yay. There we go. Got that one. Okay. And now we're down to the verse that we did last week. Let me scroll up and find that. There we go. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. That's Psalms 118:24. There you go. And then this week we are working on the moon and the stars you set in place. And that is coming from Psalm 8:3. So again, all of our verses are coming from the Word in Color coloring book. And so you've got that link on there. You've got a QR code so that you can follow that. This is an affiliate link, so that's kind of like giving me a tip. So thank you in advance for that. So you can find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcast platform, YouTube channel, Facebook page. You get it. Although not Instagram Live this morning because of whatever their technical difficulty is. So until we meet again, my friends, let me get this off the screen and over here to you. Okay, so until we meet again, my friends, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. Number 624 and 26. Father, thank you so much for this morning and for podcast friends coming and hanging out with me and love the chatter, seeing that this morning. And I just pray that you would be with us this week as we learn this verse together, that you would help us to hide your words in our heart, that we would treasure them, that we would use them, that we would use them as a resource when we're feeling this way or that way, Father. Just bless us this week, we pray. In Jesus' name, amen. So I pray that you have a beautiful and blessed day today. Goodbye and God bless.